Hello everyone, Logansryche here. How's everybody doing? Going back to another episode of Aternos Minecraft. If you can't tell, I have changed my player skin, looking more vaultish, or at least what a vault scientist would look like. With the little white overcoat over the vault jumpsuit, I guess. And I'm also standing in the newly created Creative Lab. I went ahead and moved all of my machines over from the resource world, because it was explained to me that rather I was reminded that I had agreed that the resource world would be reset once a month, a way to keep things fresh when it came to doing stuff over there. Plus a couple other things. What did I just break? Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh gosh. I broke a piston. So, I moved over the pressure chamber, the armor forge, the advanced crafting table, the smelter, the magic workbench, the ore crusher because I didn't have space for it, the ore washer, the auto panner, the sawmill, and the compressor. Now I have started to convert a couple of these machines over to be used for electricity, which is being ran off of a magnetic engine. Excuse me. I don't know. I've never met our overseer. So I got a magnetic engine here, and I have a lava generator. Yes, I know that. On top. And I'm thinking, now I haven't actually paid much attention to it, but I'm thinking that the generator is indeed feeding the magnetic engine like it's supposed to. But again, I haven't really experimented with it. So we have our lava lab, the newly created water and power lab, which I haven't really had much time to play with, other than knock out the room size. Whoops. The nuclear lab, which will have all the stuff. I brought over all the stuff to make the nuclear reactor, which I still haven't fully done yet. And then this is also a blank lab, so I haven't figured out what to put in here yet, or in here. But this is obviously the crafting lab. Now, even though I am in creative mode and I have been opt, one of the strangest things is now normally you need a hazmat suit to handle uranium. And this is all part of Slime Fun. Radiation level high hazmat suit required. However, if I hold on to it a little bit, it starts to make me feel a little woozy. Like I'm drunk. It doesn't actually kill me, because obviously I'm in creative mode. It just gives me the effect, which is strange. But comes with the territory. Also found out one of the plugins I did install, which was Craftbook, doesn't work. I don't know if the version that is currently available on the server is just out of date, or maybe it was dependent on something else. But something to look into in the future. So we have our electronic masher, and we have our electronic furnace. The furnace runs off of power joules, which would be perfect when the nuclear reactor is all set up. Has this gotten any power yet? No, it hasn't. And then the masher actually runs off of SCU, which is off of the magmatic engine. And then the rest of these are just, well, ran off of mechanics. Now this has become the BSU/HSU storage facility. And if you don't know what a BSU is, if you have Slime Fun and if you have STB, then you'll be able to craft what is known as a BSU and an HSU. And the BSU is a big storage unit, while a HSU is a hyper storage unit. Now the main difference between the two is that you can only store 128 stacks of one item, while in the HSU you can store over a million. And the BSU don't need power, HSU needs power. So I have as you can tell, this has already been full. Once you become a Vault Citizen, the storage facility is usable. If an item reaches 0, please refill it or let Logan know. If the BSU is filled to max capacity, you have more, let Logan know. Excuse me. We'll go back to the World Hub here a minute. And for those of you who are also curious, I am still using Multiverse, which is what MVTP is, Multiverse Teleport. So we still have our rules/Seth/visitor area. Teleport to the surface, or teleport to Skyblock. But I went ahead and opened up the area that was right here. There was a little sign here that said per future development or whatever. Coming soon, warp to the vault. Coming soon, warp to the RP town. And then, this sign intentionally left blank. I don't have anything else to put there. But yeah. So as more worlds are created and brought online, they will be added here once they're finished. Excuse me again. And because this is the sole purpose of this building. Excuse me again. Wow. That is to, and this is the sole purpose of this building is to be it's a hub. It's a warp center. Essentially. Step over that. Oops. As you can tell, Doesn't look much different from the bottom. I know you can tell those two little dots there on the bottom are the command blocks, but no real way to hide that. Actually, I wonder. Perhaps, no, it's not stone. It's white concrete, I believe. Come up here, I want to see some real quick. I want to see if you'd be able to see the. Oh, it's quartz. Wow. I built it and I don't even know. Yeah, that's about right. Put that one there. Scooch over here. Put that one there. Whee! Junk. Yeah. Now you can tell where the two things are. Just so I don't have to fly back up there again. Go ahead and remove it. Just go ahead and remove these. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a tour of the RP town. I'll go MVTP Sages, or Sage, because this is her own RP world. As you can tell, this thing's actually quite big. And just to make sure that nothing ever does happen to it, I'll go ahead and put the entire town, or village, or whatever, onto its own administrative claim using grief prevention. I think I'm up to 38 plugins now. I went down 34. So some of them in testing they just don't work. Oops. Obviously, I haven't played around with CookMe yet, or I think plugin constructor API is something else has to do with the core workings of plugins for Minecraft. I could be wrong. Now there is World Edit on here. However, I still don't know how to use it. Excuse me. There were a couple plugins that I installed that actually require it, but I still can't. I still don't know how to use it for the life of me. And the last couple times that I have tried to use it have usually ended in disaster. So yeah. And then I still have Appleseed, which Appleseed allows your trees to drop stuff, not just apples. Mine Packs gives you craftable backpacks. RPG Food is, well, obviously RPG Food. Armor Stand Tools allows you to edit the armor stands. World Border allows you to create a protective world border, which is what's set up on the main world, and that's the only place I have it used. Chop Tree 3, obviously, it allows you to chop the trees and the entire trunk goes. Image on map, I haven't really had the time to play around with yet, but basically what that does is you enter URL and it'll put that image on map tiles, so you can place wherever you want them. That's a more updated version of another plugin that worked the same way. LAE is required by one of the other plugins. CS Core Lib is required by another plugin. Vault obviously is for currency. Coinage allows you to make your own server currency, depending upon which world you're in. So, if in this world you wanted your currency to be, say, Satoshi, just saying, I could do that, or in the vault that Sage and I built, and I wanted the currency to be caps. I could do that. A Skyblock is obviously Skyblock. Slime Fun is obviously Slime Fun. Exotic Garden, I haven't messed with too much. Add light I thought I removed, or maybe I kept it, I don't remember. But add light is supposed to, I'm not quite sure what add light does. Citizens text, I'm not sure what that's supposed to do either, or what Builder does. So some of these plugins, Sage went onto the Aternos website and went through the plugins list and say here, I want you to put these in. So, Multiverse Core is what's needed by Multiverse Portals, and it allows you to do the MVTP. It allows you to teleport between portals and stuff. Grief Prevention is what allows you to set up the parcel borders and set up your areas so that creepers and creatures don't destroy your buildings and stuff. Giant Trees makes giant trees. Sensible Toolbox works with Slime Fun, gives you a bunch of stuff. Heads plugin, so it gives you the heads and the whatchamacallit. Same with Heads Inventory. And then Benton Quest is RPG stuff. So I know I went over most of these in the last video, but figure I'd go over them again for some strange reason. But yeah, you know what's odd? My favorite part, of this entire town, it's actually this double bridge. Just because, just because. I think the double bridge is awesome. Because the person that built it actually went ahead and carried everything down all the way down to the bottom, and not just, build it across the surface. I mean, they did a really nice job on this. But yeah. Alright, let's head on back to the vault. TP the vault. Welcome to Vault 916, the Lizard Vault. Alright, so... Okay. Trying to think what else. Alright, so in order to use this uranium in the nuclear power, because I need to turn them into blistering ingots, which obviously requires a hazmat suit. However, a hazmat suit is not part of vanilla Minecraft. To make one, take a blistering ingot and turn it into another star. And to start this, we take a 22 karat gold bar and gold dust and a smelter. Then to make a 24 karat gold bar, which I've already... Have I done that yet? I don't think I've done that yet, no. So I'll run up here. Just real quick. Nick! Because there's no light in here. That most literally made me jump. Good thing I'm in creative mode. Come here. Let's take care of this right now. So, prevent future incidences. Now I know it seems I know it looks light out now. However, my gamma is so turned up that it looks light out, but it's not actually light out. It's actually probably like pure dark in here. Yeah, why not? Alright, so that's probably about as much light as I could shove in here as possible. Alright, now we're after our gold dust. Now I have 98 pieces of this. Why is stack 64? Now, for those that are curious, to make the dust even to begin with, you take cobblestone, run it through the auto panner, and then you get what is known as you get a like an ore dust, and then you take that and put it in the ore washer, and then it gives you the different dusts plus stone chunks, which they do serve a purpose. I just have not. I still just have not quite figured out exactly how they're used yet. Okay. Did I leave? No, it's right there. Okay. And I also still have not figured out how to fix that. Just really haven't had the opportunity. Oh, okay. So I did make one 24 karat gold bar. We'll go ahead and make another one. So I need 2 blistering ingots. As you can tell, it is a 4 karat gold bar. Makes it into a 6. And now we have a 16 karat gold bar. 17, 18, 20, 122, 324. And now we have 2 24 karat gold bars. And then you take the gold bar and mix it with the uranium that maybe all woozy and shit. Excuse me. And put it into a heated pressure chamber. Now, this pressure chamber requires, let's see, it's powered, so yeah, requires 10 joules per second of power, and it requires 6 lead ingots, a glass block, a heating coil, excuse me, and an electric motor, which not all that big of an issue. Now, my biggest issue is this plastic capacitor. It was supposed to do 128. Supposed to do 128 joules of power, but yet just broke, right? Yeah, I was afraid of that. Yeah, sometimes the slime fun stuff will break and it'll give it back to you, and sometimes it won't. Good thing I have a couple of these. Like I said, I could build it, but then I gotta figure out where I want to put it, and then I gotta figure out how the heck I'm gonna power it. Let's see. because this basic capacitor will hold 128 joules, which is more than enough for a couple of the electric machines that are here. Let me see. Oops. Now I had also made a heat engine. Now that gives off SCU. The electric furnace. Stick that in there for now. Let's look at my book here. Core component of an energy network is an energy regulator. Solar generator will give you joules a second. Carbonado solar generator. Your generator gives you 64 joules a second. An energized solar generator will give you 256 joules during the day and 128 joules a second at night. Okay, so let's go ahead and build that for now. This way. Got them in creative. That would have probably killed me. And I think that's my capacitor. Yep. Come on. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and build one of these. I need string ingots. How the heck am I supposed to power that? Okay, so I need to find something else here. So you got a coal generator, got a bioreactor, which give you 8 joules a second per unit. Coal generator, which give you 16 joules a second. Multimeter, programmable Android. Java, a lava generator, which give you 20 joules a second. Let's see some here real quick. Because this gives off a 512 joule buffer plus 20 joules a second. This is an electric furnace, which I believe required 4 joules a second. Okay, so that should work then. Because a regular solar generator will give you 4 joules a second. No, that actually might work better. Oops. Let's make those 3 aluminum ingots, solar panels, and an electric motor. Okay. And I know I'm going to need a lot of these because of the heated pressure chamber. Oh, actually, not that many. I'll need 3. I need 3 for the pressure chamber for now. Because I can't seem to figure out anything better. If there is anything better in here. Let's see. Auto breeder, fabricator, automated crafting chamber, 10 joules, an item. See, and that's the thing. Once I get this nuclear reactor built, it'll give off 500 joules a second with a 16,000 joule buffer, which means I'll be able to power anything and everything in the vault. It's just getting to that point first. So we got a refinery, we got a combustion reactor. A bucket of fuel or a bucket of oil. Either way, it would need 2 heating coils, looks like 4 steel ingots, and an electric motor. The electric smelter. Alloys only, doesn't smelt dust into ingots. Well, doesn't that just suck? Let's see, carbon press. I got a fluid pump here. Reactor access port. EXP collector, food composter, crop growth accelerator, freezer. Refinery refines oil to create fuel. You know, I couldn't really find any information on the lava generator. Because that'd be perfect, 'cause I already have one. It's just... see if I can get this working again. We need a bucket of lava, I believe. Let's say, did that just really do that? Test this with a piece of gold dust. Don't do nothing. Alright. What about a piece of cobblestone? No, it shows it's not powered. Let's see. This machine runs on energy. So according to their wiki, let's read up about energy networks. Lava generator is an average generator. It's one of the most simple generators, only having one fuel that can be used for its lava buckets. Bucket will be returned once the lava is completely used. Energy regulator necessary for any transfer of energy between machines, generators, and stored energy. It will tell you the collective amount of energy is inside the machines, generators, capacitors that are inside the regulator's range by effect. They can transfer energy through machines up to 7 blocks through straight lines before the signal runs out. Expand the range via capacitors. Well, how? Okay, so then that means I'll toss those two in there. Let's go build a regulator. Ugh. 8 silver ingots around an electric motor. Okay. Oh, the most difficult part here is obviously building an electric motor, because none of these exist in vanilla Minecraft. Magnet is nickel, cobalt, aluminum dust, and iron dust. Now I do have some nickel ingots already made. So I thought I did. Grab the rest of that. It's the copper. Because nickel is made with copper and iron ingots, which are up here. And I need aluminum. Aluminum dust, and then I need iron dust. Alright, let's go make some stuff. Okay, so in order to make our nickel ingots, iron ingot, and then copper. So copper, iron ingot, I'm going to do this again so we can then make this into our cobalt. Which, if we back out of the book, tells us it's nickel ingot, copper dust, and iron dust. And there's our cobalt ingot. Now I'm going to need to, again, repeat this process because I know for a fact I'm going to be needing these again. I don't know why I keep reaching for that gold dust for. Probably because it looks like the other stuff. Because it looks like the copper dust. Okay. So in order to make the magnet, I take aluminum and iron, plus our nickel and our cobalt. Like that. Okay, iron dust. That's fine. I has lots to spare. And we now have our magnet, which we then put in with nickel and cobalt. To make a battery, need two copper ingots, 2 pieces of sulfate, 2 zinc ingots, and a piece of redstone. Now, copper ingots, I believe I had some made up here. Gold ingots, sugar, redstone is in redstone dust, iron dust, silver dust, clay, aluminum dust, blaze rod, zinc dust, lead dust, carbon, stone chunks, magnesium, single piece of sulfate. I can make some more here. Copper dust, flint, gold. Yep, I thought I had some. Go raid the nuclear lab. Go see if there's any in there. Nope. No, there isn't. Well, that means then we will take our piece of gravel here to our auto panner. If you're epileptic, probably look away. A lot of times the flapping motion of the auto panner will actually cause people seizures. Okay. Okay, then we come over here to the ore washer and we take our sifted ore, 46 pieces of it. Oops. As you can tell, I'm given a bunch of stuff here. Including some stuff that we really don't need at the moment, mainly the stone chunks. But it's okay. I don't know why my mouse randomly did that. Or that. Okay, I'll need to... I need to get a bookcase again. Then over here. So the magic workshop works again. And let's see if that was... It's gray concrete, or rather dark gray concrete. Ta-da! Okay, fixed. Okay. We're working on... Oh, right. We do have some zinc in here. I know for a fact, yep. Got 5 pieces of zinc. Just put that like that. And we now have 2 zinc ingots. Simple, right? And then I could do the same with the copper here. Do that just like that. And we now have two copper ingots. Now if you stack the dust one on top of each other, it won't actually work. It'll tell you that it won't work. Now to make the sulfate. So we take netherrack and run it through an ore crusher. Now a full stack of 64 netherrack in a ore crusher only actually give you 8 pieces. 4 pieces. Come back over here. No, that's right, I'm going to go over here to the advanced crafting table. 2 sulfate, 2 copper, whoops, 2 zinc, and our redstone. And we have a battery. Take the battery, put the magnet on top, the nickel here, the cobalt here, and we have our electromagnet. And we surround that by 6 copper ingots, which are usually put in here. Which is perfectly fine, because I had 6 copper dust left. And that's ran through here. Our electromagnet in the middle. And then we have our electric motor. Fun stuff in the end. It's just very tedious. Okay, so silver ingots. Have to. rid of that guy. There's lighting here, so I don't even know why they still show up. Silver. Put this back in here. This is sulfate. Put some of these away. Stone chunk. Carbon, blaze rod, clay, silver dust. I have 12. Well, there's 2 there. All I need was 8, so. Back over to our smelter. Okay, so we have our 8 ingots, our 8 silver ingots. Take our trick motor, stick it in the middle. What? Oh, haha! I missed a crucial thing. 2 of the ingots are Damascus steel. Damascus steel isn't too hard to put together. It'd be nice if it was all silver. Okay, so Damascus steel is done with a steel ingot, an iron ingot, iron dust, and carbon. And carbon comes from coal. Let's go take care of that first. Now, a stack of 64 coal, which is ran through our compressor, will give you 8 pieces, I believe. Yes, 8 pieces of carbon. So I already have steel, I already have iron, and I have iron dust. Gives me 2 silver, 2 iron, 2 iron dust, and 2 carbon. Huh, I don't think I've ever quite had that happen to me before. Now, why did that become lead? Alright, let's try this one at a time, because obviously something's up here. The heck? That became another steel ingot. I don't need another steel ingot. Right, steel, iron, iron dust, and carbon. Oh, I see. Oh, I so see. Yeah. Okay, so I have 1 steel ingot. Good thing I got like a lot of this stuff. There's our Damascus steel. Okay. So the steel ingot is iron dust, an iron ingot, and a piece of carbon. Again, no biggie. Right, piece of carbon. Okay. And there's our steel ingot. There's our iron ingot. There's our iron dust. There's our carbon. Oh, excuse me. That should give us our Damascus steel. Yes, yes it does. We take those, put those in here. Now what? I could have sworn when I hovered over all of these, it said all silver. That's okay. That's no biggie. Just need to make 2 more Damascus steel ingots. So again, I take aluminum dust, or our iron dust, our ingot, a piece of carbon, to make a steel ingot. I'll need 2 of these. I've gotten some of this down to a science. Some of it still needs some refining. Obviously, steel, iron dust, and a piece of carbon. To make a Damascus steel ingot. Steel, iron dust, piece of carbon. There's our Damascus steel. There we go. And now we have our energy regulator. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this works, to be completely honest. So I've never actually used one of these. Does it work like that? Oh, it works like that. Oh, cool. Okay, so let's put this piping back. Hop on down here. Stick this in the middle. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it was taking its time. Alright, now for some reason that is still marked as plus 0 joules a second. Oops. Alright, so for some reason you can't actually destroy those directly, which is fine. Grab our stone. Yeah, he only repeats the same stuff over. It's like two or three sentences, unfortunately. Alright, so let's do some experimenting here. See what happens when I toss this capacitor on it. Maybe I put the capacitor on top of that. Okay, well that's there regardless. It's gonna be like that for a little while. Try to figure this out. And that's still like that. Well, I figured that I'd be able to use an SCU unit to convert to joules per second, and apparently I can't. So now I get to go build one of the other lovely little contraptions. But that will be for a next video. In the meantime, appreciate everyone that comes and watches my videos or checks out my information. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you feel extra compelled to, slide something over to paypal.me/Logansryche or something in BTC. All that information will be listed down below. I'll see everyone in the next video.